your surname is Mumba. Are you Zambian? Like, no, my husband is Zambian. And he says, I'm also Zambian. So he's listening. Yeah, my friend. You Zambian, guys. I said, so here is my number. He asked the guy, where do you live? The guy says, I live in Deep Street. My brother can't live here. I'm thinking, is he want to move in with us? Also be worried to he's going to move in with us. So na estidiso, because I'm in that kind of a situation. When my husband invests in businesses out of this country, exactly. To me, it's not an investment. I don't even put my child out. One thing I know, that eye, you can see for the people. Like, men don't see when they are being used. Men don't see when people are being fake around them. Like, us as women, we can see it coming. Like, even when your partner comes and says, my friend does this, and just because when now you met him, he was already friends with this person. You can see he's doing him dirty. And for you to come and say, because you don't want to appear as someone, and the sad part about men, because they've got pride, right? Just because you once mentioned this person is using them. The time he realizes, the time I saw because he's scared for you to say, I told you so. Yeah.
Got me rolling with the twins, getting contact with the twins.
Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Twins Therapy Session. My name is Tsidiso.
I am Tsidiso.
And together we are
the two twins.
On the Twins Healing House. And then today you just decided to repeat. You don't even warn me. Hey, dress up. I'm dressing up.
Last time
last
time you dressed up. Last time 2 videos. Somebody even said I was looking like a victim, and I looked at my outfit.
You were looking like the victim the way you were sitting.
It was because of that outfit. Because I tell you, we're now not presentable. We wear jacket, formal. Blazer. All these people now are saying they see a victim because of the dress code. Next time,
you see how vindictive she is.
I'm kidding. Next time, yeah,
but you should play. Today, I'm up in the game.
Yeah.
So I should also up the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I get you. Yeah. You know what? I thought of this thing. Spousal maintenance and what do you call stay-home moms. When it comes to stay-home moms, do they deserve any kind of money? Because I was watching Sonia Booth on Lungelo's podcast when she was talking about this whole thing. Sometimes you get into a relationship. Nobody gets into a relationship or marriage hoping one day it's going to collapse. So you let your guard down, especially as women. When we are in relationships, we use our emotions. We don't use logic. We don't use. We are not even strategic. According to us, once somebody shows the signs of loving you, and they even said, one day this might change. And
you know why I'm laughing?
Why?
I'm laughing because Dandom Pleasure yesterday, she made a video. It was regarding the Zola's marriage, Nozipo's husband.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she says, look at that stranger that you are sleeping next to. The whole video, he was addressing the husband as the stranger. That stranger of yours.
Yeah.
You must look at him and ask him, or a stranger. Uzobukisa nini ngami? Because the fact of the matter is, one day the stranger is going to bugisa ngawe. So the question should be, uzobukisa nini ngami? So
when is it coming?
In my mind, I was like, I need to save this video because, like, it's so funny, right? Because even when I'm sitting here on my own and thinking, what would I do? Because every time when you see that situation, like, how would I face this thing? Like, what would happen to me? And you think, like, my heart will stop. But after listening to Ntando, I was like, no, now it's not that deep. It's actually funny. Because she makes you we expect, you know. But sometimes when you expect, how you are jinxing.
Exactly.
But I'm like, after listening to this, if something like this happens to me, I think it would be funny. I will think of this video of Ntando. So it won't couple, like people say, I won't take it that deep. Yeah. And because I'm stranger.
It's funny now because you're not in that situation. I always say, you know, if you're not in the situation, it's very funny. Get into it.
That's true. It's like when watching someone going through heartbreak. It's funny.
You forget. You know, heartbreak. Somebody was asking me how birth feels like. I always say birth feels like heartbreak. It says that birth keep pain physically, but heartbreak in but the way you forget it is the same way, because after giving birth, once the baby is here and everything, you forget. That's why people still go back to that labor ward. But
you forget completely.
You forget completely, because I remember how the past, before meeting my boyfriend, for 8 years that I was singing, I had forgotten how heartbreak feels like. So even people were saying heartbreak,
So
I didn't take
laugh.
it serious. I laugh. I was saying, because I had forgotten how it feels like. Yes, nani ya figure, my figure. Ngathi yo lento le ibuhlungu, and you forget. And once you're over it, you look at yourself and then you even laugh. Was I crying like that? Yeah. So it's like that. So now in relationships or in marriages, it's like men, when they have decided, me and this woman, we are separating, I don't want her anymore. It's like they wipe off everything. You know, most men, I'm not saying all of them, because there will still men who will still even suggest, I will still maintain you because I feel like you will always be part of my life because I shared something with you. Yeah. But then others, the bias are you tend like they never knew you. It becomes that stranger. You see? Yeah. So that's why I'm saying women, in the case whereby, because there was a debate there on podcast and chill when Ghost Lady was addressing it with the guys who Sonia said this and this and this. I also feel like Ghost Lady also, she didn't really put it how Sonia was actually putting it out, because it was as if women they deserve an income for taking care of the kids, for being a housewife. But guys, there are relationships where two people sit down and the man will say, I make enough money, or maybe his job demands him to travel the world. Yes, like in the case in about black coffee show.
Yes.
One of you guys has to compromise. And in most cases, it's a woman who will compromise, all right? And you agree that we are building you. We are building your career. But imagine, it's your as an individual. Understanding when two people get married, they become one. You don't become one. One day you will realize that you are not one. You still have to pursue your dreams. You still have to be yourself. But I don't blame women who do that, because as I'm talking like this, I am still gonna do it. There is a possibility that I will do it because
even
I'm a
if
woman.
You don't do it fully, but there's
There's
somewhere where you're going to compromise
exactly.
yourself.
There is somewhere where I'm going to compromise myself because women, we are built like that. We are too emotional. We like, you want your man to thrive. You want to see your man winning. And when he wins, you feel like it's your win. You know, when you follow him as your leader. But lo muntu lo yena sekasibona yena ayedwa at some point. The selfish ones, there will be a time he will be saying, you know how compromising, you know how I was working so hard, not understanding that waking up in the, you know, abandoning your dreams to take care of the family. You are saying things will go better if it's you who's taking care of these things, making sure that the kids go to school, you drive them to school, you make sure that Liana, he looks good, everything, his affairs at home, everything is okay. You represent him, mafung, manyalo, you're busy. But they think it's easy. You are relaxing at home while he's working.
Sometimes, you know, being at home and taking care of things, like being with, I have one child, so I can just imagine if you have more than one child, because other people, they even have 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I just feel like screaming and saying, just leave me alone. You know, the moment I feel that fella, you forget about yourself. Everything is about this child. Even like 90% of your thinking, it's related to the child. We're not 10%. And men don't do that.
They don't do that. They do themselves. They say, and at that time he's just happy and he's got the bragging rights. It's okay. My child, look at my child. He's growing. She's growing so well. But I doesn't
He's
understand.
not even aware. Selena a change her style. He's not even aware of Selena winter clothes. Guys,
school meetings,
homeworks.
Everything. So another thing, taking care of the household, go and do the groceries and everything, guys. And
making sure that when they open the fridge, everything he wants is always there.
Because you can also leave everything. Just take your bag in the morning and go to work, office, and come back and also expect meals to be prepared, the house to be clean, everything to be in order.
Because even if you have a helper, you are the one who tells this helper.
You manage
the stress of the helper, because it's a lot of stress to live with someone in your house, another stranger in your house. So managing that person, making sure that that person is well mannered, making sure that this person is doing things accordingly. It's all on you. And look at this. You have a helper, right? This helper is also an adult. You can't even reprimand this helper in front of this person, of your husband. And now, wherever he is, he thinks this person is so perfect. He doesn't know when every time, and some helpers are very stressful at that time, you know?
So men don't understand such things. If you are still young and he wants to study, it's easier for a man to study while having a family. But as a woman, you can't even study, because sometimes I get so pissed off. The father of my child even managed to go and do PhD. Even Lena, if I wouldn't do that. But even your hustle is limited. Look at me going to hustle somewhere. But when it's time for my daughter to come back from school, I need to be home. I need to be home. I need to go pick her up. I need to be home. And once she's home, I don't have my time anymore. Can't study. You can't do whatever. Everything is about her preparing uniforms for tomorrow, helping with homeworks, checking her now. Sports is a thing. But men, and now he can travel the world and do all sorts of things. And then when you have agreed, take care of the whole household. You don't have to work. When he says you don't have to work, so I'm coming to the point of Sonia. When everything is still okay, you don't see any loopholes, right?
Not at all.
Even because they at Gap Podcast and Chill, they were talking about the man who will give you money for groceries, money to do this, but they don't consider your own money.
It's still not fair. even if things are still
Are
okay,
still
if
okay.
he gives you money
Exactly.
for groceries
Household,
and
eh.
everything, because when now you can't do things that you want, you know, because now he can still do things because he's got the right
Access
to
to
the
the money.
access to the
Yeah.
money. If he wants to buy something, he buys it now. He doesn't have to ask anyone. If he wants to go and go eat at a restaurant every day, he can do that. But when you can't do that because unless it's full access to the money. But in other families, it's not like that.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm also thinking, because you can't always be asking for certain things.
Yes,
I can afford. Don't go look for. Don't go look for work, and then I will
And
do everything.
hape people are different. Ho na le batho ba hodisitsweng ba tseba ho kopa. Ho na le batho ba hodisitsweng ba sa
Ba sa
tsebe ho
tsebe.
kopa. Even if you can see, sometimes you even ask yourself, no, I need to know first or na ehlile tjhelete. You know, I
Check
don't
out
know
now,
how
uputsang thekeng.
embarrassing it is to ask for something from someone
Asenang
asinayon.
yona.
I don't know if other people don't feel like that. If I can ask for something from someone asinayon, ke feel like, and a lot of people ba na le ntho, because le nna ke a tseba ke jwalo. If someone asks for something from me, for money from me, ke sena yona, ke a mo kwatela, even though that person didn't
Doesn't
know
know.
that I don't have. Yeah.
So you need to look around,
Yeah,
check the
go to
movement.
anything
Does
and
he
then,
have? Doesn't have? And the only way, but you know, when it comes to that, in my relationship, it used to be disadvantage, because the only way I will know that you've got money is to see you spending it.
Yes.
Yeah, so but when my mother comes and says, hey, somebody just asked me for 20K, and you even say, they asked me for 10K and I gave them 20. I don't even have 5. And again, so it's not like I'm becoming greedy because he's saying that. I was not asking for a certain thing because I didn't know whether he can afford this. Happy, it's offensive to when you don't know how much this person worth. Yeah, when you don't know how much this because you're thinking, ke mokopa tšhelete ngata ka thi motho ho hang hana tšhelete. So you check his expenditure, the patterns, okay, motho na ke a bona, you
And
see
that's
the car that he
emotionally
buys.
tormenting.
It is. So lapho khona mina they will blame you, just because you saw me doing this and this, now you come here. How would I know?
Now myself, I'm the one who, it can't even be that person telling me you are asking because you saw me spending on this. Already, if I can see this person, last week he said he doesn't have money, but now
he even sent you to go and send somebody money.
But then this week I see him giving someone money. Someone asked for money and then they gave it. But I'm still waiting. So, Kiri, okay, what's wrong with Unalion? But I won't go immediately. Because let me wait for a week. Because if I go now, he's gonna think I'm jealous of that person.
Hey, wait. You know? Let me tell you, you wait for next week. You could have said last week. It's a failure. You could have said.
Not having your own money is a problem.
It's a problem.
I'm telling you, it's a serious problem.
It's a serious problem. But
even if the situation when you are taking care of a household, even if you have your own money, but you still feel like this person still has
they need to contribute.
Contribute. They still need to contribute.
So that's why I'm saying
it's much better if you have a desperate situation.
Now you can't buy that new couch because now you're waiting to see if he has money, because now how so official. I want a new couch. This woman under pressure. But she wants a new couch. So hence I'm saying, you know. So Sonia was saying, now in the case whereby you are separating, mind you are separating. You were a stay-home mom who's been taken care of, who's been supporting his dreams. So now, today, we've decided to divorce. And that money is his money. He's the one who's working. He's the one who has got the savings. He's the one who can still go to work tomorrow and earn a salary again. You don't even have a cent to pay the lawyers. but you have been in this together.
So you have to, even in a case where you have to divorce, o ka se tlo se ke ile go ha o tlo ba le 2000.
Yeah, also about 2000. No, you still have to
wait
beg.
for him.
Hey,
No. Not to beg. You know, it's time for divorce. You know, you want to divorce.
You know you want to divorce
but
him.
You even know the divorce lawyer. But the thing is, you don't have money. So now it has to be him going. When you just follow.
You just follow. So
Yeah.
if it's him I say, no, I want divorce now. When he says I want divorce now, the money is his. I think he's been putting the money here so that you can take care of the household.
Yeah.
You never thought that you should save money for, okay, now I move out of the house while we're still waiting for the house to be sold. Yeah, because he's got a plan. He's got the money is his. But you have been supporting his dreams. You agreed, the two of you, whose career are we compromising? We said, no, let's compromise mine. Yeah, because in most cases, they compromise a woman's career. So, in the case of spousal, let's talk about spousal support. Yeah, so spousal support comes in that regard. You would see when you have, is it accustomed me into this kind of a lifestyle? You said stay at home, even if, of course, I didn't have any career, but bengu matsidi so nispilela mo 20,000 when you came and you married me, and then you are a millionaire or a billionaire. Manje, I know my lifestyle. I drive nice cars. Big cars, the petrol in certain estates and everything. Let's say we're not married in community of property. You made me sign a prenup. So now we are separating. Move from that. There is no soft landing, my darling. You are moving from that lifestyle. You were fine. 20,000 you were fine.
You were doing so
you
well.
were doing so well. You
Yeah.
could manage it.
Yeah, you could
and then
manage
for
it.
years he said, my darling, come and take care of my kids and my household. I will give you this lifestyle. You will get allowances. You will get everything. Now umfana uyahamba, then you go back to that. Iliana is saying this side. That's where the spousal maintenance makes sense.
No, I see it.
Yeah, so lo waka Pabi liena. I understand. If ever he's a man, I understand, but it comes with the pride. Yabonna. But in the case whereby, as a woman, I agreed with my husband, you are not going to work because my career is more important. Because in relationships, guys, there is so many incidents whereby the other person think their career is more important than the other person. And then we're not going to tell, let's say, high fare. Sometimes even when you're still pursuing your career, but you can't even talk about stress career how, because when it's how, it's like, it's nothing. Everything is about him and the support that he needs, but he doesn't realize that he doesn't even support you. He neglects you like that. Yeah. How work and how, you know, you see my stress, everything is stress is high because he thinks his job is more important. And that's not okay, and most men do it. Yeah. So lo waka Pabi ke lo khwalo, if Pabi ulare, okay.
How do I not about sorry lo khwalo?
So what's my rights? Just that as black people, we don't know our rights. We just don't know our rights. When what's that? When I thought my baby daddy was gonna sue me for spousal maintenance. That one. So I'm not like but I said Naki sing at well, Miss Miss. I can't like well, Miss Seventy. Yeah, not for her. I told you that. But I'm not the one who said do this. He was even lying to me, saying he's still going to work while he knew straight to So now, if Pabi Lare, no, take care of the child. You shouldn't bother looking for a job. We are okay.
The guy saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You are okay. I'm okay. You don't have to work, baby. You don't have to work.
Do you understand my question?
No. I can say I don't know. Okay. I don't know if the guy says that. Okay. I just know that she wants spousal maintenance. or he wants spousal maintenance. Now lawyer wagamini. He wants spousal maintenance.
But I don't think it's true. Do you think it's true? You know, the thing is, in South Africa, something can trend here and newspapers write about them,
and it's not true.
And it's not even the truth.
When I look at that man, Quinton, he's not the type to look after spousal maintenance. I don't know if it's fake news because Naya, she didn't clear that out. So I
as
don't
long
know.
as Mungateng and Asoit herself, I don't believe anything. Even lawyer Waka Pabi.
They were in court.
They were in court.
Hey, there was evidence because they were in court. Him proving that indeed they were married because he paid 20,000 or 5,000 something like that because there was a celebration. They even put out a tweet where Pabi Anare, now I'm going to be Mrs. on Twitter. You were getting married that day. But it was not like officially minyalo celebration. So if when you say to your person, don't say stay at home, I will maintain you. That's when the day you get tired, because I know a woman will get tired. In most cases, a woman will get tired. Men don't really get tired, but a woman will get tired because you go about cheat. How you so whatever hell when now you agreed with him, okay, I'm going to maintain you, you're gonna live this life. So to deep salute said Dane fair. Hey. That's an offense. That's an offense. It will follow you around. They should do it even in relationships.
When you say this, I just thought of something. I'll be out of context.
It's okay.
Because the way, people who come from outside, I was watching your video. It's one of the points that I took. I don't know if it will be relevant for this video, but I watched your video this morning.
The one that I posted last night.
I saw it this morning.
Oh, okay.
So when you say you can only get married to a South African man, because I remember this other time we ordered food from somewhere, and this scooter guys, the delivery guy came, and when the delivery guy came, I can't remember, but he had to see my surname, something like that, and then he said, "Oh, your surname is Mumba. Are you Zambian?" Like, no, my husband is Zambian, and he says, I'm also Zambian. So he's listening.
Yeah, my pride.
You Zambian guys. I said, here is my number. He asked the guy, where do you live? The guy says, I live in Deep Sloot. My brother can't live here. I'm thinking, is he want to move in with us?
I also be worried to he's going to move in with us.
That was the first thing he said. Yeah. We never come over. Here's my number, so I'm asking myself.
I'm sure he has rented him a flat.
Yes, exactly. Because I asked him also, how did it go with that guy? I said, no, I can't leave my brother be living in Deep Sloot. He has to come this side. He must come and work for me, and then for the first 3 months I will pay rent.
And then he's going to call all other Zambians that he knows from Deep Sloot. Good mind.
So I was like, you know what? For me to have peace, let me not even follow up with this news. Because one day I will need money, and then I will think of that guy that someone is paying rent for him.
I think maybe he wants to be the president of Zambia. Well, in South Africa, I don't know how it works because he's going to save everyone.
Yeah. Hey guys, for me to be peaceful, I don't want to know further.
Yeah,
So carry on.
Yeah, like I was saying on that video also, when I was talking about marrying a South African man, my reference was coming from my experience when dealing with such things. So now you have divorced this man who is not South African. He went back to his country. In my case now, when it comes to the father of my child, the guy doesn't maintain. And it's difficult for me to go and go to the court and say, this guy needs to maintain. He's somewhere in Europe. So how long is it gonna take me to even find him, to serve him and say, okay, you need to support the child now, because he's not a South African man. So the law doesn't really cover me that much when it comes to such things. So I was saying my only thing, I don't have any other reasons. It's only that reason. Yeah, I don't have anything against foreigners.
No, it's not only that reason. You mentioned other reasons. You said even in case of divorce or death, if you are married to someone outside and he's been investing and everything. So now I wanted to talk about that one.
Yeah.
And then you even said people from other African countries, they think there are people when they are here in South Africa, they've got so much money.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Hey.
And these people, Lebona, I don't know, when people already assume that you've got money, you don't want to disappoint them or you know,
especially when you are in a foreign country. You have left us here.
You know, things like that. So every time when they ask for money, you have to give them money to show
yes.
Happen by impressed. And then you mentioned something again, Libona, when they invest at home, it's because they are trying to protect themselves.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of things that are being said. No, so nani kibata huko respond of course they are scared about they are scared because Libona, they are trying to protect themselves because people are saying South African
they hear
women,
voices.
They hear voices. And it's so disappointing because they know the truth. They know the people they are married to. These people, the foreigners who are married to South African women, they know that South African women are not after their money because this one is out there. People will just buy a kwana, but the truth is, and you people know it, South African women don't like money.
They don't.
You know.
That's why they get used to so
South
much.
African women don't run after money. Don't marry for money. You guys know it.
And they change so
quickly. Because you want to push your own agendas.
Even a typical slave queen, Barry, this was a typical slave queen who loves money. The moment she gets someone who says, I really love you, she changes immediately. So it's in a South African woman. They don't love man.
They don't.
South African women will.
What I'm saying is, this foreign men who are married to South African women, they know the truth. South African women, their intentions is not to steal their money or to rob them or anything, but they want to impress their people, or again, they want to appear as if they are not stupid. To prove to their people who are stupid, investor. And sometimes they even invest in businesses because someone will be coming from home. I'm starting this kind of a business invest. When you are in SA, the person is there. Now hands-on and everything. When so na estidiso because I'm in that kind of a situation. When my husband invests in businesses out of this country,
exactly.
To me, it's not an investment. I don't even put my child in that kind of... My child has got this in Zambia. We've got this
shares.
in Zambia.
Yes, got shares.
In case of death or in case of divorce or anything, someone will come and say, hey,
your husband
that
thing you don't win that case even local, his own brother.
Yes.
Let's say your husband had invested in his brother's business.
Yes.
They had an agreement for in case I die, take care of my child. I tell you, the brother won't do that.
Any kind of a business my husband is owning. It's not in this country. I don't even put myself in that situation. Even my daughter, I don't put her in that situation because I already know. Kidi palelo. Guys, do you know what the palelo is? Kidi donations. Anything. Even if he asks, because most of the time he will even ask me to go and send money, because people will be calling saying, hey, this kind of a business present or wanna document to invest. In
case of your husband, I think he's one of those people who said, I'm gonna leave Zambia and I'm going to work hard in South Africa for my people in Zambia. For everyone who's back there. Then, because in that case, and you know, even if it's not in a foreign land, you know how difficult it is to get to stand on your feet and stand your crowd. And so when you see your partner doing things for someone who's coming from his side, either family or friend, you can see that this man is being used or this man is going to be robbed here. But because this person comes from his side,
sometimes you
come
can
as a woman.
Exactly,
daylight robber. You don't like my people. My people.
And it has
You don't like
happened a
my
lot of
people.
times. And sometimes it appears as if you are that kind of from my people, like you. People who know me, my family, but like, but this is you know, but guys, na pelo ya ka e hlatswile ke amohetse.
So you know it appears like that. You can see, but here you are being robbed. Like, but when on your side, you're protecting.
Yes.
Like, you know, your family is not as the parasite, but you protect, but then you can't use my partner like this. But he's being used on the other side. And it's so difficult, guys, to stand in front of your partner and say, your people, they are doing this. It's like, when you come into this family, now our brother is not doing anything for us anymore because you're here. But you can see it's daylight robbery. And at that time, you're thinking for the future. You are the one
There's
who
this
knows.
other one, like that
You're
one,
the one who
that
knows.
one heist. There's a heist. I don't even ask about it.
Yeah.
Because there was a time, so when I asked about, and you know, the most painful thing, no, it's not painful. So it felt like painful because to other people it will be. It's not painful to me because I accepted. I was the one who was always, when this thing was starting, like it's a huge, if that business, we were part of it. And it's been how long? Because it started, I think KG was not even 1 year. It's over 5 years now. It's this kind of a business. I've never even seen a sign. And from the beginning, I just saw. And sometimes, I get bored and it's like I can now, you know. Even I even roll my eyes. It's like I gotta because I know those things are not for KG. You know, they are for that person's family and kids.
Those people, once you
because there was
a
a time where we didn't have money. So I asked. And I was asking sarcastically because I could already see right. So mamang hasa hlaba-hlabanyana ka 20 nyana. Mama ngwana le tsena mosadi ya haile ngwana ka be ke re so wena wa ha mosadi le ngwana you know ya ba ke se ke ra.
That's another thing. It's an issue for me to marry a foreign man because they always need to prove to their people that
it's a matter of proving.
I've made it. Even if it's difficult, as long as things are okay. So that's the case. Now I'm thinking really it's scary for me because I don't have that heart. The heart of acceptance. I don't have it, guys. I struggled.
Sometimes I envy you people who don't have that heart. There are people who know how to fight for their things. It can never happen in my life. Sometimes I envy those people.
Once there was this girl who was a friend. She's a friend, and even we knew the husband before because the husband knew us via Instagram. Because that's when we were selling shades and then we delivered the shades at their house and we went there, they had a party.
Yeah.
As we were sitting there, they had just bought a new car. So the brother to the husband just got inside the house and took the car keys and said, I'm going somewhere. Like she stopped at night. She stopped the whole party. And they were not even married yet.
Yes.
And she stopped the whole party and she said, we are going. Mina nka butwa hai ha fihla re ke le ka tung ke re ke dutse mona and the brother comes and say you need to move out ke shonka ho shola ka move out. So that girl said, where are you going? Hey, I'm going somewhere. I want to go to the bottle store in the middle of the night with that car. New car, your brother's car. No. Put those keys down. Now, you're not going anywhere. No, you can't do that. This is a strong woman. When they talk about strong women, they talk about this one. Yes. Yeah. And then he still continued and married her. Yeah. When you will think because when I to my family. No. What's about now? She knows how to draw the line. Yeah. When it comes along, no. This is where we draw the line. So when I so hey, it's a high. Hey, I can't touch it. It's a higher suck.
Someone will say, but
you need to protect your child because you need to think, okay, if somebody comes and just take your husband's cars and do whatever, what about your child? Because but we don't know how to do that. You know how there are those things they instill them in us. Don't be greedy.
Yes.
Don't do this.
And sometimes it's too much to the point whereby
be
you don't
humble.
Yourself,
you know, humble. But our parents sometimes they don't really tell us where does the humbleness end. So now we're thinking you are being humble or you are just being a puppet. People just walk all over you because you want to be humble. That's not humbleness. You must stand your crowd. Go talk to these people. And because I remember even when we were in tertiary, there was this friend of ours who used to argue all the time. So now we will shrink at the back. So now we even said maybe it's because she speaks good English, so it allows her every time to express her feelings and say, no, you can't do that. Because once you argue, at some point, English will will deplete. She's like, so our parents never taught us humbleness. Where does it end? Because sometimes we think some things are being humble. And when it comes to marriage also, tell me, because now the pastor says, now as a man and a woman, you are one, because now God made you one. So if God made you one, why are you still scared to tell these people, why?
Because
when it comes to the too much respect. Too much respect, and this respect it doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah. And sometimes men, they take advantage because they can tell. When you get into a relationship, but if it was that lady that you're talking, that strong woman that you're talking about, he wouldn't dare do that. Here we do things like this. So the moment then he will just be free and do whatever he wants to do. Sometimes he won't even tell you, on social media, for 10 hours.
One thing I know, that eye, you can see for the fish. Like, men don't see when they are being used. Men don't see when people are being fake around them. Like us as women, we can see it coming. Like even when your partner comes and say, my friend does this, and just because when now you met him, he was already friends with this person. You can see he's doing him dirty. But for you to come and say, but there are other women who will say, when I hi, hey, maybe this, maybe that, because you don't want to appear as someone
Because
because
I remember there's this other one. But now ke a bua, but ke bua ka mokgonyana o e ka ke botsa dipotso ke sa re mang wa o user ke re so mang hana etsa tsheo ne, but ke itsetsa fela gore if una le kelelo o tla dula fatshe o ipotsa gore why was I saying that, how so bona di results. Some of the people I'm still waiting for him ga bone the true colors. Some have already revealed, and you know the sad part about men, because they've got pride, just because you once mentioned this person is using the the time he realizes the time asa mshaile dindo o sa swabela ho ve asa o ve o tla fela sasa weekend because he's scared to for you to say I told you so. Yes. In my situation there is something like that, and then the sad part is that the way we nearly broke up because of that person. I will say that the relationship dynamics, they changed completely because of that person. And I can see that this person was being and in most cases
it's because that was a woman, because I was even told to I've got insecurities. I'm jealous of this person because she's this person of high caliber. This person of high caliber, and in the shame he was convinced that woman is so rich. I can see her because even when I mentioned her, there is frustration. I give you a full story.
You can't be told because he's scared of and they don't want to acknowledge that thing. You can see things. So this other one, umgani mina ngifiga ase khona lomgani. The one that this other time I sent my Stockfell money. Imali yami ye Stockfell.
Because I was told, make sure that you make peace when you get into this family. You must make sure that you bring the family together and everything. So even when they are doing nonsense, so you go back to those words. But I must bring peace. I must make sure that
you are
singing. I was singing, but we are born a good muntu wako yasha. But I was singing. We are born.
Because I remember this other time there was someone who was owing him in Zambia, and he sent this guy to go and collect the money. This guy took the money and he chowed it. So, and it was a lot of money. So he kept on saying, but then where's my money? No, mabakaka. So now my question was, ask him Horena, before he could lay hands on that money, mabaka haya nanza le tengo mabakala sa hlafela. I can't put him under pressure like that. You know, this is the kind of person I trust there. Everyone who owes me, when I sent him to collect my money, like I'm the capabilities is someone to ula mushaya ding dong. Mushaya ding dong. Ile na utokunale project he was the one in charge paying the employees, and he was not paying anyone.
South Africa.
Ding dong.
You ding dong so it's kind of difficult. So you still say, when you are already in it, I don't want to discourage you. Actually, you were not supposed to have watched that video.
No. You are talking about things that I know.
And so things that you know, but then I'm saying, even in terms of death, let's say your husband has got a big farm there.
Yeah, he has got one.
Like, now tell me.
And I'm not even putting myself in that. I'm not even thinking. When I think of myself, I don't think of myself as someone who has a farm.
But one thing that you know to protect yourself now, for all South African women who are married to foreigners, because I've heard these stories a lot. Encourage your husbands to invest in South Africa more. You'll have access to these things. But in case of divorce and in case of death, because in case of divorce, it's up to him, because if he's a good man who is fair to you, he will say, remember, we've got this there in Zambia, or maybe whatever If I invest a total, whatever that's in South Africa is yours.
But in terms of investment,
it's yours.
We are now investing like the business since le batho. So you understand. Because we knew this person through his girlfriend. And another way I know his girlfriend so his girlfriend is someone who has money as well. So now I was asking, why isn't this guy asking for money from his girlfriend?
Yeah.
And all that charity from Africa, all the way. Yo, and 29 Kurikin Nas and then charity that guy. So I give us straight to no very business who know it's Hanimanka. They broke up. Where is he?
You're still
nowhere to be found? Because now on social media, I don't see this guy at all.
So there's a friend of mine. She's very young, fairly young also. Yeah. Also, the father was from Uganda.
Oh,
and the mother was in Lesotho, right? Yeah, so they got married there and everything. And now she was born in Lesotho, but the father is Ugandan. So she will still go to Uganda with the father. The parents passed away. She was still young and everything. And then she tells me, well, these people from Uganda, every time they talk to her, it's about money. Money. This money. So they thought the father was so rich and everything. Even after he died, they expected her to do everything, transporting the corpse back to Uganda and everything. Because when they see her, they see a rich kid who in Winemali because you are living in. Remember, she's in Lesotho. She's not even in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because that's out. Because the Lesotho now, because it's inside South Africa.
But now I think people from other countries, other Africa, they think South Africa money. Yeah,
they think we everything. That's why
with buckets and
that's why they don't even feel guilty when they rob us.
Yes,
because they feel like if we rob her, she will still go get another one. Because they think there is a subsidy somewhere.
You get money for free. People who don't think that. The sort of people they think we all live in shacks, They think we're very poor.
Because they
I remember this.
jealous.
I remember this other one. They even like when you go to the store, they're already expecting you to ask for money for transport back to Joburg. This other time, it was in August. I can't remember what you were wearing. You wore something and you posted.
Yeah.
On social media, you were wearing something
bright.
And this guy said, "Yo, how can we wear such bright clothes? How so good?"
Because where you live, there is dust. Me now where I live, there is no dust. I don't even know August. Now can I go the dust
very poor people.
Mama. No. I agree. It's that thing, most people who live Lesotho, you find out it's people who are really in distress, like you looking for a job in Joburg, and then when they come this side,
they live in
shacks. They don't have places to live. So so they think, okay, that's the life in South Africa. Not understanding. Okay, yeah.
But Mama still,
they do it on purpose because they want to make themselves feel better. Even if you are in South Africa, you are not better than us. But then they also they project their own insecurities.
Yeah.
Just because you're from Joburg, just because you are in South Africa, because I think it's their own insecurities.
If there's one thing that always shocks me about Basotho from Lesotho when they mock South Africa, they have shacks. It's so funny because people who live in those shacks are from Lesotho.
Exactly, like down here.
It's Lesotho people who live in those shacks. If there were no foreigners in South Africa, South Africa wouldn't have shacks.
Because people have been given the RDPs, I guess. So, they used to mock those RDPs. So now there is a place here. Hannah, what is it called?
I don't know the name, but it's in between Bryanston
and Lone Hill. You know, there was a big squatter camp that side. Sometimes they came and they dismantled that squatter camp. And those people, they went to the street and they protested. And they're not from here. Guys.
Hi, that's why.
Like, even when you walk there, the way they walk, the way they are dressed, you can see this is Lesotho. Like, you can see
Yeah. So continue the story. You spoke about the issue of what Sonia was saying.
Yeah, what Sonia was saying is that immediately when the man decides we are having a divorce, you don't have nothing. Instantly, you are a poor person. You're poor. You go pay donation. You've got nothing to fall back on. Yeah. Because even your career can't save you. It has rusted. You haven't been working. All you know is to be a mother and to be the support system to this man. So you don't know what to do. Yeah, from that case. So she was suggesting that as a stay-home mom, at least have an agreement with your person that I've got a certain salary amount. Salary it will back me up. Yeah, because I understand, guys, even when you are a stay-home mom, you live this beautiful life because your husband can do this for you. Sometimes he says, I've already paid to go there and there, but you are unable to assist your family. Because you can't just take money because this money at the back of your head, this is not my money.
So especially when you are someone like me who tells themselves this is not my money.
Yes.
But when it's my money like that. So who is it so different?
Yeah. Yo guys, boyfriend
even if you don't withdraw.
You don't withdraw it. Like kids very card.
That's like you can't. I never withdraw money from
wait for him to say, okay, if I didn't ask for it or somebody said, you can take that thing, I won't take it. Yeah. So you don't have access to them. So she was suggesting that at least have an agreement he must give you stipend. She even says
going
stipend.
on holiday by yourself. I'm going on holiday. You have to ask.
Yeah, you
to pay for
that holiday.
You know?
Yeah,
you can't just decide or say decide you know.
So when things are still good, you agree that you have a stipend and then you keep your money for yourself for in case something like this happens, at least I have money. I can go rent out an apartment until I'm okay. Because then he has a job. He's okay. Hey, when
unless you steal it.
Yeah.
So but anything stealing it we can still waste it R100 per day.
So in case of Black Coffee and Enhle Mbali right now, because other people now they're saying, uthandi mali, like because they met Enhle Mbali interview 702 the upside down of failure. Okay, I met this person when I was, and indeed, Enhle was still young. A lot of people, they act as if they just saw Enhle now. Maybe others say, from that drama series called Chisa. Was it Chisa?
Yes.
Yeah. She has been on our screens. She was 16, 17.
Yeah, she said she was 16.
Yeah, because she grew up, in front of her eyes like this. And then now, she took a step back to support the husband.
Yes,
okay. So now the husband, the way he's so proud of my man, is the rich man. So we label her a gold digger, not knowing whatever. Tabaya Enhle Mbali is so painful, guys.
Guys,
very painful.
I know Enhle on that interview, she said she doesn't want people to take sides. But now I'm taking sides.
Nang sometimes no kind of.
Guys, now it's personal. I don't want to lie. From hona taba tsa bo go cheata go etsa bana ka ntle go etsa hona tsena jale ka go a bo bakisa jalo sa tshwere bo international models like ke bona abuti ya gopo
Yeah,
Ke bone bogopo I saw bogopo ka hare ho abuti eno angimthandi lo abuti angimthandi angimthandi.
Unenhliziyo emdaka.
Yeah.
Yo, unenhliziyo emdaka, guys. So I'm saying, even if he felt like I don't love her anymore, but at least we must have unyembeza ukuthi lo muntu le ngimchitele, lo muntu le I had kids.
And then again, allow her girlfriend to brag hore na ba kopaneng while he was. Go ke bona le ho hloka ditlhoko hana seriti ke ntho a sa etsotelle.
It's so funny because it looked like this perfect family. There was dignity around them when he was still married to this
Yes.
because ne re bona ke kare o mo etsa botle ne re bona ntho mo etsang hantle hana tsena ba mo hloba mo theoa. There was that respect.
Banna ha ba aware how so ba le shushuta le respect ya wena o tla nana go bugisa nga lo stranger.
Yeah, what we are
we are bukati le wena o ya se bugisa because na bonnete mahlong a ka ke bona le celebrity fela okay una le tšhelete o mono ke morui he's far from me but ke bona sena
respect for you.
I have got no respect just so like then I've got no respect for that.
We don't say people should stay together even if they don't love one another anymore. But respect that person that you once said this is my wife and everything. You need to still have to protect them and respect them. And then
omunye Rachel Kolisi.
Rachel.
So now it was about what it South African men say this time around because now it's a white woman.
Yeah,
because they always say, our sisters. Our sisters say, hey, when you divorce them, they will be drama.
Look at how Rachel and
that's
Sia
why
wrote.
We want to marry white women.
Yeah, but what woman will write a letter and say, we have decided. We have decided.
And we are still together. We will still remain friends.
Guys,
we will still run this company together.
Yes, within a week, they made her resign.
Yeah.
They forced her. We got the action. I'm resigning. Yeah, because they were not treating her well. Immediately, she was that stranger that you're talking about.
Ooh, less stranger, less.
So now look at her because she was saying that because she ended up deleting that post. How it's so funny how tomorrow I'm here, I'm having a car now. I have to call a friend to borrow me a car. To do what? Now I'm learning how to do reverse parkings. I can how na the reverse cameras. How na the because you automatic. Yeah. So I'm okay. Now it felt like now we have to feel sorry. That's normal. A lot of people they live that life like you. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people they live that life, but she wasn't living that life.
Yeah. Because later I found it very cruel, guys. When someone is the mother of your child. She was running this Rachel Kolisi. And we loved Kolisi also because of this wife who said, I'm here, family, support. Marriage is good. Look at these people, these athletes, when they have a wife and all. Because I think the Mamelodi Sundowns, they also adopted the same culture. We are involved in family. But it's so beautiful to see, okay, the kids now are coming to the stadiums. When they get that trophy, the wife will come with the kids and all. It's such a beautiful thing to watch. So now, Rachel, guys, after her name, Rachel Kolisi, the Kolisi Foundation was being run by Rachel Kolisi. And so are we saying we are happy to see her struggling? We are okay with that.
So like the fact that she adopted Sia Kolisi siblings.
Abangeni ndawo ukuthi you are going left, you are going right. Sometimes yo hi,
and Akata he's not even the best looking brother.
He's not.
my friend I got short taking maybe ke mo khona bile ke showing ke mahlo ne ke try ho sheba sia Kolisi ka lihlo le letle
So
I'm
now,
damaging my eyes.
guys, it's not okay. I'm one of those people who was downgraded in life, having to drive the SUVs, the convertibles, you know, having to drive the car. Sometimes a corner but at least it's not because of
someone.
No
one is involved.
No one is involved. Just that life happened. Yeah, instantly, we mechanically.
And for the fact that dikoloi tsa hao ke tsona ntho tse was too invested in them.
Yeah. So now that motho hana taba hore you are raising his kids, hore now you must suffer with that kid of his. So now Usia, Kiona Rachel adopted the kids, but then Usia is okay with Rachel borrowing a car, a Yaris. So banaba ba palame Yaris. Hayana Hanna, this AMG, GL. So banaba hai ba ken ka Yaris ka mo. Ha ona le di airbag ka mo.
DJ. But you have offended the community of Yaris.
Yaris is better than the car that I'm driving. I'm going to display this.
It's not.
But it's one of those.
Trust me. I had a Yaris. My cousin. Yeah. But
okay. But it's still same level. Yeah, so I can't really say because I drive a Toyota as well, a small Toyota. So I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just talking in the case
but are you aware that all these people that we are talking, except Enhle and Black Coffee, Kidi couple it's the mixed race? Oh, it's a mixed race.
Hey, mixed race fella.
You understand?
Yeah. And then now I always thought a white
in the case of Sonia, it's a white man.
It's a white man.
In the case of Rachel, it's a black man.
And then
in the case of Pabi,
it's a white man.
White man.
Hey. So who has been done dirty in all of this? We can't say
black men are this dirty. Black women. We are all like that.
Yeah. So maktando pelile. You know, with us women, even though you know uktando pelile, but you still respect the person. You still care for them because there's something that connects you as usual. But you know, men choose themselves in a way that maktando pelile. He even shows you instantly ukuthi kuphelile uthando, and then I don't care where you're going from here. So guys, we need to really guard ourselves. We need acceptance. Acceptance. God didn't put acceptance like
but
when you were
whining and but the thing is, okay, let me ask you a question, because there's three different kinds of women. It's acceptance. There's our friend, she's a strong woman. She stands her ground. She says no. There's you,
who's a crybaby.
Who's going to suffer?
Me.
It's you.
I know.
Yeah.
Hence I'm saying I should stay away from men. I should stay away from this kind of things because I tested myself for it. Okay, I'm not that strong. I don't know how to fight harder for myself because I just sit back and hope that the person will treat me the way that I deserve. I'm that kind of a person. So I should stay away from people. I should know my mistakes are my own mistakes. There shouldn't be anyone contributing towards that. So that I can live a free life and blame myself for everything. Because the acceptance you're nayo. And at the same time, I acceptance and I'm not vindictive. Or you forgot a vindictive one also. Who will put all your dirty laundry? You did this to me, I will show you. I'm not that person. My heart doesn't allow me.
So this one, acceptance. I still suffer somehow because when this person now realizes for here I've been scammed, now I even prefer whereby he feels ashamed. He doesn't come and say hey, because when he comes, he doesn't come and say hey, he comes and complains. He makes noise. So you have to mutotoza, yeah, hey, yeah, that person. But you know, and it drains you. It drains you. You know, having to dotoza someone now crying about something that you want him about. It's so draining. And sometimes, you know, men banalinto unalo we put mutho santsane complain I
think that one we got it from our mom. You know, from early age, my mom, she wouldn't have, you can't be insulting someone in front of my mom. My mom will listen to you for a few minutes, then she will change and say, right now I think this message is directed to me because I don't get it. Why you keep
I'm so like that. When my husband is complaining about people and this man never
because now you are that person can hear you. I'm the one who's hearing you. So it means now you are insulting me.
How am I supposed to even respond?
So quickly. And
sorry, never.
I cannot forget my mom. The other time I went to the bank with her, and there was this man that told I don't know what somebody did to Ntatele Pekula, his ex employers. He finds my mom on a queue, in a queue. Then he complains, and then he starts using vulgar language. Hey, you know, you know what? My mama, yeah, le pekul. You can't also try
Oh, my mom.
Yeah. So I took that thing from there. When somebody keeps insulting in front of you,
it's insulting.
Nah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to this point here. So we should sit our husbands down and say, Mugani, a stranger.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's stipend.
It's stipend.
Sign a contract.
This is what I get a month. It doesn't matter what I do with that money. This is separated from the household
you
expenses.
still work, you still have your own things. You don't go hard on them because there's still things that I do. But before you set up a meeting, by this time I have to be home. By this time, I get it. When you have to go somewhere, you wait for when the schools are closed. You know, most of the time is outside.
Everything
of the,
that you plan around
the kids. So I still deserve that stipend.
Yeah,
in my situation, I still deserve that money.
That day, if it happened in case of death, you want to know where to touch, because you still have to go and check with the company, the insurances, what the money that is yours right now.
Friends that were even calling, hey, our wife, they want to sleep with you before they can help.
That's the case.
When
you think people from Zambia don't know South Africa, others, especially his relatives, because they don't come very often. I think we say Hannah, the relatives at first. The day he dies, they will be here. We say, Lempeto like a putti. Yeah. I'm a relatives and so guys, we need to really, really protect ourselves. Like safeguard. We understand that when it comes to the institution of marriage, it's all about trust. Yeah. But trust doesn't help because with us women, we are too emotional, guys. We're trusting and we're thinking it's going to be all roses and everything until forever. It's not like that. And it's never like that. You know how trembling. Now sometimes I'm scared to get into. You know, there are 3 things that make me scared of getting into relationships. When I love a person, when I even think of, I'm not. My heart cannot handle when it's over. Yeah, like when it's still okay, my heart cannot. When I want to see, I'm already when this thing is going well and everything is good, I'm already worried. I'm already heartbroken of the time when it comes that it's over now. You see, I don't deserve good things because I cannot focus on these good things because I'm already crying for the over part.
My dad, KG. Yo, you people are overthinkers. Like,
So KG at this young age is
at
already
this young
like that.
age, KG is like that. Sometimes she will say something, yo, this sounds like my
She will even say, sometimes she gives you a hug and then let's say you are just passing by, you say, and she'll say your hug is not warm. It's just, and I get to think, Lina, I'm like that.
You're like, you, my dad and KG, one and the same thing. It's so stressful to deal with people like this.
Yeah. And then the second thing that makes me scared of having a good thing.
KG sometimes will just say, Mommy, what would you do if maybe I wasn't your child, they swapped me and there was... She asked...
Yo, so now, maybe I'm
And then this other time he said, what would you do if Dad was white? And the other time he said, what would you do if Dad was doing drugs? KG, and she wants answers. Like you can see she sits down and thinks of a lot of like, just like you and my dad. Remember when we were in Lesotho, KG said to my dad, why are you looking at me like I'm a criminal? My dad, the whole day, he was pacing up and down. Asking everyone, what do you think this child is thinking? She thinks, do I look like someone? Like, now he's even switching it
around.
as if
Now
he's the one who's a criminal.
Yeah. And about fun. So now I'm thinking, you see this one of thinking of a good thing happening when it ends, what am I gonna do? Because now I'm so used to being with this person. I'm so used to this person treating me well. And the moment when he doesn't treat me well, and the moment someone changes a little bit, I see it. A slight change, I feel it and I see it. And then the second thing also is, what if I get into a very loving, good relationship and this person dies, like the Connie Ferguson type of a thing? I don't think I will handle such. To have a good thing going on when it ends. So I wasn't expecting much. I'm so scared of good things that they end so badly. So I don't know. I think get it trauma. Yeah, get it trauma because sometimes when your mind is there, you're already thinking of bad things happen because you're already thinking of them.
It's like being picked. I don't think it like being chosen, something like that. Because I know a lot of things. Guys, I don't think I'm one of those people. I think I'm a lovely girl because I get a lot of people like propose. You see how old I am? Marek, if you were left, right, and center at my age, you will be thinking, no, there was always a guy who wants, not just a guy, some guys who want me. I know, I think sometimes the egos are to in a way to know, hey, there's my city, so I'm still pursuing her. Maybe I can, like, people just feel somehow. But I know, like, if sometimes I'm scared to get into a relationship because I know at the end of the person, this person is not going to choose me. Because I think loving me is okay, it's easy. But choosing someone is responsibility. So I'm that kind of responsibility that you're not willing to choose. Yeah, so people don't choose
because
me.
You're already telling yourself that like exactly, you are declaring it upon your life.
I've seen it.
I fight with you and I fight with my dad all the time about it. Because what's about Mulomu? Mulomu ki Moloi. Whatever you say and whatever you think in your mind, it's going to happen. Because you guys are always thinking negativity.
And it stresses the hell out of me. And I can see how my mom also gets frustrated because my dad is always thinking of negativity. Remember this other time, because we're in Lesotho and Azania took off her shoes. It's before I even had a child, when Azania was still very young and was walking. So there's rocks. So we're hey Azania, where are your shoes in? Da, da, da. And my dad said, no, let her get used to walking barefoot. What if one day you become poor and you can't even afford shoes?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what kind of thinking is
God
this?
defeated.
What kind of thinking is this?
Yeah.
Yo,
So, Mina, I always say, a lot of people, when I tell them that I've never been cheated on, and I'm not saying I've never been cheated on because I'm special, because I get into a relationship knowing once someone comes in, or once there is a sign of there is another person, maybe there is a baby mama somewhere, or there's an ex somewhere, or I see my person now talking to this other person, I'm already thinking he's going to choose her. He's going to choose that person. He will never choose me.
So
I excuse myself.
Get into.
I excuse myself before it does happen. Before I see I've been cheated on, I go hey, kuno muntu very important than me in this whole thing. So it looked like so I cannot fight those battles. Ya re nyamlwela lo muntu wa me. Be ke re o fihle nna pele mo ha ke kgone.
Like
if you ka morao ntse ke tseba gore tla nne ke be ke a tlileng ka morao.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all for today.
Yeah.
So tonight, when Lobuti lo afika lang izoti, hey, kontraka buti.
Let's speak to your lawyer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I deserve. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and we love you so much. It's too long, eh?
Yeah. Guys, please follow us on our other social media platforms, Instagram. Yeah. So you will be able to send us DMs if there are some things that you want to discuss
talk about.
with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear that you do talk to my son now.
They talk to me. What the DMs?
Yeah,
they do. Yeah,
okay.
They contact me.
They contact you. Yeah, please follow us on Instagram. Please. Our handles will be down below. Yep.
Thank you so much for watching.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye-bye.